Alright guys, welcome back. Another thing I picked up recently is the Black Powder rulebook. I know majority of people aren't really into historical stuff, and I must admit for myself, I normally play fantasy and the like, but this rulebook is absolutely fantastic. A mate of mine got me into it. We played some Civil War. This one covers all of the Black Powder era, so it does everything from the Zulus, it does the Civil War, American Revolution, it does the Napoleonic era, and a whole range of stuff, and it's beautifully put together and is actually an awesome set of rules. So I'll flick through and just show you some of the stuff. The artwork is top notch. The way it's laid out is fantastic. There's excellent snippets and historical facts, and also too, if you can see on the bottom of the page, as you go through, turning from page to page, it does year by year, starting at 1704, I believe it starts at. It might be earlier. No, it starts at 1700, and tells you the major thing that happened in that given year. And it goes right through. So, there you go. The rules are laid out really, really well. And the thing I really like about this rule set is it actually recreates a quite real environment, particularly with the way you give orders and the like, without bogging you down in a whole heap of nebulous rules and dragging the fun out of it. The ranges of weapons are quite generous. The range of movement you've got is quite generous, but what it all hinges on is your commander's ability to issue orders. So to give you an example, you will have a commander's rating, will be a rating somewhere out of 10. A reasonable commander will be somewhere around the sort of 6 or 7 mark, and an absolute genius will be 8 or 9. Basically what you do is you roll 2 dice, and if you equal that score, you get to deliver a single order. If you beat it by 1, a single order, 2 orders, and 3, a maximum of 3 orders. But here's the catch. You don't roll first and then issue your orders. You actually have to give your orders first, like you would on a real battlefield or in real life. So you give your orders and you say things to a unit, the 1st Battalion of the King's German Legion in the Napoleonic era. You pick out your commander. The commander will give them an order, and depending on how close he is, he will have negatives or do a straight roll. Generally it's about 12 inches. If he's within 12 inches, he's fine. Over 12 inches, it's a -1, correction, a +1, and the like. And what he does is he issues an order. But before you do that, you say, okay, what I want that particular unit to do is to wheel in place, orientated this way, and advance to close range to that enemy unit there. And you roll. So that might actually be 3 actual movements. So it might be the wheeling of the unit and then 2 movements forward in order to get them within close range. That's what you intend to do with your unit. You roll, and if you've gotten 3 below your leadership score, and there's been no modifiers to that, you'll be successful and you can wheel it and move it. If you only get the 1 success, all you do is wheel and you don't actually move forward. Or if you've got 2, obviously you'd wheel and you'd move. Now, it becomes very important with regards to the order you give things out to your troops, because you could imagine back in these battles, you want to keep a fairly standard sort of battle line and not go too far out from each other. So if, for example, you're successful and tell everyone to advance towards the enemy, but you've done it by individual brigades, you might have a situation where your right-hand flank gets a massive success and moves forward 3 times. The guys in the middle fail, and you don't move at all. Guys over here only move 1, and you get a dishevelled line and start showing your flank. So it's really, really good. It's actually a fantastic rule set, and obviously it's got all the various other things in it with falling back and charges and counter charges and special rules to differentiate between all the various things. And one of the best things about this rulebook is the way it's been written. It's got lots of really good humour in it. Well, good from my standpoint. Maybe other people don't agree. And I'll just read to you the foreword to give you an example of that. Black Powder is a game for military-inclined gentlemen with straight backs, bristling beards and rheumy eyes that have seen a thing or two. If tales of battle and glory in days gone by stir nothing on your breast, if the roar of cannon does not quicken the pulse and set fire in the belly, then stop reading forthwith. Ours is not an adventure to be embarked upon by the faint-hearted. Put down this book and be glad that you have spared yourself the discomfort and spectacle of grown men attempting to relive the great conflicts of history with armies of toy soldiers. So heft your muskets and prepare for battle. The library or billiard room will serve as your battlefield, or else some similarly spacious and secluded refuge. Ensure that children are safely put to bed and lie safely beyond earshot. Secure the doors against the intrusion of womenfolk as yet unfamiliar with the conventions of war. Ready your arms for the long march to glory. And finally, let us remember that the ideal accompaniment to the journey may be found in good brandy, fine cigars, and the companionship of like-minded enthusiasts. And that pretty much sets the tone for the way the rules are done. There's suggested points at the back. However, this really revolves around recreating historical battles in a fun and friendly environment, and it's thoroughly enjoyable. I've played a couple of battles of Civil War now, and it's got me hooked. Obviously picked up the book, and I'm in the process now of getting a Napoleonic army underway in 28mm, so you should see plenty of painting coming your way on that. There's scenarios at the back, broken up into the major periods, and it also lists the standard hand-to-hand shooting ability, morale, stamina, and any special rules for all the major troops that were around. And then you can modify those as you see fit for the given battle, if they were particularly good or particularly bad, and there's a whole heap of special rules for that. Anyway, I fully commend anyone that's interested even slightly in wargaming of any type to at least pick up this rule book and have a read. It's a fantastic set of rules. It's probably the best set of rules that I've read in a long while. It's clear, it's concise, everything makes sense, nothing frustrates or is stupid, and as I said, it plays quick, fun, easy, and it's thoroughly enjoyable. It's made by a company called Warlord Games, and those that have done Games Workshop stuff for a while will certainly know the people that wrote it. If I turn to the front, you've got Rick Priestley and Jervis Johnson. So anyone that's played anything by Games Workshop over the years will certainly recognise those names. Basically, this was their passion and their hobby, and so with their own money and off their own back, they wrote this rule set over a long period of time to make that tight, fun rule set that it's become, and obviously published it through Warlord Games. I'll put a link up to Warlord Games site on the thing in case you want to check it out. This rulebook cost me, I think it set me back around about $45. It's hardback, it's full colour, and well worth the value, well worth everything I paid for it. Anyway, I hope you got something out of that. Cheers, enjoy.